All right, we're going to go ahead and show you guys how to get the final shape title, Transcendent. There's 11 triumphs in total, but there's more than that, as there's a collection which will have more triumphs to do in that collection. I'm not going to be able to show everything as in the collecting stuff, as like, you know, like the feathers and other stuff. I'll probably have a playlist of videos that I probably used to show you guys that. So you can look through the playlist, and all the videos should be there for what you need to finish this title. Now, this title does not expire because it's an expansion title. You have pretty much forever until to finish this. And I do recommend take your time, as this title can burn you out. If you try to grind this all in one day or a couple days in a row, I recommend to do it over the period of just playing the game. I'll be honest with you, just because you can see our last triumph, which is this one, which is resetting your ghost rank 3 times. Depending on what you do, it could be pretty heavy on the grinding. So there is that. All right. So we're gonna go over everything, all the title, all the triumphs, everything you need to do. The best I can explain are the things that I did to be efficient, and there might be other things. So if I make a mistake, just tell me in the comments, and we're gonna go over everything. So one thing important though, I'm gonna show you, talk about the Braytech website. This would be very useful to use. I'll link it in the description, and you can see which ones here. Obviously, the percents here are not accurate, as in the percents are only used or tracked if you connect your account, right, to the website or anything else that's similar to this. So the percents here, the ones that are very low percent, we're going to be going over that in more detail, as there's a reason why they're low percent, because they're difficult and they need some more explaining, obviously. So as you can see, here's the second day technically of earning this title, and you can see it's very low. It's not that, it's just the beginning. It was only earnable yesterday on Tuesday, June 25th. So let's go ahead and start off with the first thing, which is going to be the collection. The collection is very important. Maybe, you know, let's claim this real quick. Might as well. There we go. Maybe it's a bit 80. I don't know what's it called. I don't even know. Anyways, let's go. So collection is found here. So the first thing here we have is the ship, the first knife. We're gonna go about this a little bit later in the video because it's a triumph, but it is a part of a triumph, so we can just skip this for now. The victorious Oddment emblem. This is by beating the legendary campaign. Legendary campaign, in my opinion, this one is like the easiest out of all of them. I didn't really have much trouble doing this. I streamed it and it took me 6 hours. I didn't use prismatic the entire way, so I will. If you don't have, you're not forced to use it. Use a different subclass. That you use a build that you like a lot. Best to explain it. All of these, finishing all these here. I mean, yeah, finishing all this will get you the emblem plus the other quests, the Lost Sector and the Strike quest. It's part of the main quest basically, but doing all those will get you that done pretty much. Maybe, well, I guess if you did the normal version, then you do legendary after, it should just give you the emblem. Don't do the Lost Sector stuff is part of the main quest, which is not important. Anyways, I ain't off track here already. So this one, Wander on Emblem. This is by doing the Exorcism, the final mission, which is located all the way over here. Once you beat the mission, you can go ahead and talk to the ghosts, and the ghost should have the emblem right there in its collecting thing. Then we have Reaching Within. This was bugged for a couple weeks, but it's fixed now. This is by resetting your vendor rank at least 1 time. So once you reset your ghost rank, your vendor rank 1 time, you'll get, the ghost will give you this reward at the vendor, just like all the emblems pick up. This should give you the shader. Okay. Then we have the 4 armor here. So the armor is dropped by the Alone in the Dark quest line. And no, wait, I lied. That's the opposite. It is not that. It is the other quest line from Micah-10. And Micah-10 will have a bunch of quests for like finding lost ghosts in like strikes and story missions and lost sectors and all that stuff. So basically the premise of it is you pick up 3 of them, and then they'll have the reward under it, which will be the armor, right? And then once you finish the first step, it wants you to go on that same planet that you did the first step. So let's say you do the arms. Let's say you did the, I don't know, what strike, some strike. I forget which ones are in there. But you've the Lake of Shadows, whatever it's called. Anyways, you do that strike, and then on EDZ, you just track it and you find the ghost. There's probably videos out there. I might link it. I don't really use videos for this. It's actually pretty straightforward. Just track it on your quest tab, and then it'll tell you exactly where to go for each one of them. So I recommend doing that, and you just keep doing it until you get all 5 pieces of armor, and it's a pretty good quest line. Anyways, it's pretty long. And we have the Khvostov. So these 2 right here, legendary and exotic. First of all, you need the legendary version first to get the exotic version. I have a video explaining this, but I will probably just link the collection stuff. So first of all, the Khvostov, you're going to need the encryption bits. Encryption bits are going to be from 9 of them from the regional chests. So each regional chest, you can't see it here, but in each area, the landing, the blooming, and the impasse, each has 3 regional chests. I'll link a video. You can find all 9 of them, each one, and the encryption bit will drop from each chest, and that should be 9 in total. And then after that, you have to go ahead and each of the cysts, and there's 6 cysts in total. And there's a new triumph they added, right over here, one man's trash, and this will track how many encryption bits you need. So as long as you have this triumph here, you can track it, and there are 6 in total in each of the areas. I'll link a video goes over everything for those locations, but the way it works is that there's only 3 cysts that could be available. Well, not 3, there's 6 in total, but 3 that you can see on the map. Once you head over to the location that connects, say, the landing and the refraction, there should be a crow right before you enter this area, and you can swap it to the other one. So this one's the moth infested cavern, and the other one would be the sword one, if you were to swap it. And then each of them will have their own encryption bits. The video should show each location for the most part. And you unlock these cysts by doing the Alone in the Dark quest from Micah-10. So each of those will be basically 6 of those, right? And basically what you need to do for that is you would find a ghost in a lost sector. So for example, it'd be this quest. You track it, you head to the lost sector, you find the ghost. There's only 2 different spots that could be in, and then you pick up the ghost, and then you pick up chests in the same area. So for example, this one's in the landing, right? And so you have to go ahead and do some overthrow chests in this area, not finishing the full thing, like doing up to like level 3 and about like 50% will finish the quest, but I do recommend to finish the full thing, the boss and everything, just to get the rep for the ghost. And then once you do that, then you can go ahead and return back to Micah-10. I think no, you do the Cyst. No. So yeah, you do find the ghost, progress the overthrow in that area, then you do the Cyst that it recommends. Then you get that, and we do that 6 times for each. In the beginning, 6 times is unique ones, so you unlock all 6 in total. But you always can keep doing more Alone in the Dark forever. But the first 6 will be unlocking the 6 cysts, different cysts in total, basically. So there is that, at least. So that's it. That's how you unlock it. That's how you get all the encryption bits. It's pretty lengthy, but you should just do it, I'd say, just for progressing the game. All right, and that right there should unlock you the Khvostov. Once you do all encryption bits, you can go ahead, and the video will show it, but you head over to the impasse, and then you head inside the bottom part over here with the wall, which is going to be heading towards the divide. So you head there, and you head inside here, and you should see a chest around this area, and you should pick up the legendary version of the Khvostov. Now, that is the first step in unlocking the exotic version. The exotic version, to unlock this, you have to go ahead and do 2 things. One, you have to go ahead and collect the 8 visions of the traveler. I'll link a video just follow the video. There's 8 in total, and each time you pick up one, you get a Mote of Light. Now, there's 8 in total there. Then after that, you need to get 9 more, basically. And to get 9 more, we have to go ahead and defeat the 3 bosses in each of the areas, basically. So each area has 3 bosses that rotates daily, but you can kind of skip that part, I think, if and only if you do this. But I don't know if it gives it the mote. It's honestly, I have no idea. It's always, people say it's not daily, sometimes it's daily. I don't know. And there's been bugs and it's been broken. But each time you kill a boss that's unique, it will drop a Mote of Light, and you need to do that for each of the areas, basically. Now, best I could tell you, if it does bug, the one that's bugged the most is the servitor boss, and you gotta just double check for it to drop on the floor when the chest opens up. For the most part, Bungie says it's been fixed. I don't know. It's hard to say. And then the one tip is to do not use the triumphs to track what bosses you've killed. Sometimes you might kill the boss and it might not drop it. So do not use these to track which ones you've killed. It doesn't matter. It has to be picked up. And once you pick up all the Motes of Light, it'll turn into the exotic version of it. I forget what it's called. And then you head over to the Lost City. No, you head over to the Lost City, and you head over. Instead of going to the left, you go down into this area, and then you put the Visions of Traveler inside there, and then you pick up the chest, and it should work as soon as you get that exotic mote, whatever it's called. And that's it. That is the quest line. It's pretty cool, but hopefully the videos will help. Still Hunt. This is the exotic. Sniper rifle is pretty good. Get this by doing the Still Hunt exotic quest. This is unlocked pretty much post story. You'll get it in your expansion story quest line. And I forgot to pretty mention is that you won't be able to get this done until you get this done. So Still Hunt must be completed first, which takes about 30 minutes to finish. It's a pretty good quest. People like it a lot. But as long as you finish this first, then you do the exorcism mission. We just locked out. Of course, you could do. I think people say, or Bungie said that you can skip that, but there's no point. I mean, just do Still Hunt. But it's not much to explain. It's pretty straightforward quest. It's like a nice dialogue quest. Then we have the Microcosm trace rifle exotic here. This is by another post quests, and you'll get it separately from the expansion quest. And all you have to do is go ahead and do one of each of the co-op campaign missions. So Ascent, Descent, and Iconoclasm. And doing all 3 will get you the exotic. It's pretty simple, but the quests you have to do in co-op, it has to be 3 people for the first 2. The last one could be duoed for the most part. And what's important is that you could watch a video and it'll explain the mechanics for you. It's not that complicated. The gist of it is that there is a debuff that you have to rotate between players at 7 stacks. When there are symbols, one person has to input the code, and the 2 people have to communicate what the symbols are to the one person. So either use a microphone or a chat to do that. There's only 4 symbols in total, which is Ghost, Pyramid Ship or Fleet, Triangle, and Witness. Those are the 4 symbols. And then there is also shooting 2 relics at the same time, and then also doing the Scourge of the Past enemy that you have to shoot the front of him and the back of it to remove the immune shields. So you have to communicate, all right, I'm gonna shoot the front, I'm gonna shoot and the other shoots the back at the same time, and then you could go ahead and kill that guy. Usually that once you kill that guy, then you do 2 relics, basically. That's that. Nothing too complicated. It's pretty much the same through all of them, except for like the last 2 missions where only one person can pick up the Aegis, and then that's pretty much it, the gist of it. So that's it. It's pretty fun. It's just gotta find people to do it with. Of course, you just use Fire Team Finder. So you click on this, I click on Find, Search, Campaign, Final Shape, Saga, I click on, if you want to do single them, but I just click on all. And then sometimes I would do Ascent first, because like the first one out of all of them, it's probably the easiest one out of all of them. And sometimes people who do Ascent first want to do all three of them. So you can stick with, if you stick with them, you can do all three at the same time, at the same part of the same fire team if you like them, and they do a pretty good job. And that's Microcosm, and it's honestly a really good gun, in my opinion. So I recommend going for it. It's pretty strong. Then we have the guns here. Get these over time by doing the quests similar to the armor quests as well. And you get them from the campaign as well. You get the calls like the very beginning. So just do the same quests as these armor quests, finding the ghosts and the strikes and campaign missions and like Nightmare Hunt or whatever, I don't know. And then they're the same thing basically. You get them unlocked over time. That's the collection. There's 21 things that you pick up, and then you're good to go. Now let's head back to the triumph, or the titles, the triumphs. So now we have this one: reflect upon your journey and look forward to the hopeful future. This is pretty much finishing Exorcism one time. This is just guaranteed to finish it automatically by finishing the final mission of that. And this one has been completed and very easy to complete. This one has been done 40%, so very easy to do. Then we have the next one we have is reset your ghost vendor rank 3 times, and then we do 2 at the same time. It's pretty much the exact same thing. Pale Heart Pathfinder, you're gonna finish Pale. Oh, before we start, actually, one important thing is you can see that Pale Heart Pathfinder is actually completed less than Inseparable, resetting your vendor rank 3 times. I can only make an assumption is because people didn't grind this to get this done. I'm assuming people, I don't know every single activity that gives rep, but I know for a fact, I would say most activities that are on the Pale Heart will give rep. I don't have people to play with or grind a lot harder activities. So for example, probably doing the raid gives a lot of rep, and probably doing dual destiny gives a lot of rep as well. And I'm assuming people who grinded dual destiny a lot to get a roll for their class armor probably got a lot of rep for that, and that's how they probably finished this before this. And this takes a long time, but this takes a long time also if you don't have that that grind basically. So let's go over and talk about if you don't have if you're not grinding dual destiny, you're not grinding raids. So let's talk about the fun part, which is going to be grinding a rep by doing Pathfinder and then just doing overthrow over and over again. All right, so basically if you're not going to do those other activities, you're going to be grinding overthrow for the most part. And you want to go to your Pathfinder, and the first Pathfinder every week will give you 1 full rank, but after that it's just going to give you like 100, like 200 rep for finishing this. But each of these gives rep as well. The further you claim it, the more you get basically. So like these ones give like 100 each basically. Is that twice? I don't know why, but so what happens here is that it gets pretty annoying after a while. So what you want to do is just find the path that's the best. So you want to track them. And basically, I said it again, you want to look at this. So these 2 are the most important ones. So landed, overthrow, and then we have impasse, and it could be blooming as well. And so you want to look at these ones first, and this is that kind of the area you want to grind in. But we're a bit unlucky here because when you're grinding this, you want to use the matchmaking. So right now this day is blooming, so there's no actual if it's blooming, then you want to just grind in that one area over here. So so we look at these, right, and it was okay, this is blooming, so just track that, and then you just keep going. And you just gotta read everything and track it. And once you track it, you can check your map, and you can see the map will have them highlighted, right? Now the most annoying ones are going to be the ones in these areas. So for example, if it's like this, so let's see, what's a good example here? This one, cleansing event. So if I was to, sometimes if you were to, this one's the chest. if you were to track it and you were to go to the blooming, if there's no waypoint, then it's not there. It's just dumb. All right. Sometimes there's the chest ones in these areas here. So for this one also, the offering event, if you just track it and you go to the blooming and there's no waypoint, it's just the chest is not there. So you just can't do that one. All right. And then also one thing to note, which I'll show an example here, but very, very important, is that you know how there's the traveler's buff blessing when you interact with the hand with the when you plant the seed. If you have that active and you go to another area like the seclusion or the refraction, it breaks the area. You can't do anything. You can't do assist, no enemies spawn, and you can't do anything that's in there. Even if they do spawn in here, because when you do these ones, you kill enemies and they keep spawning until the boss spawns. You're a ghost. They don't attack you, and when you kill the boss, they can't climb the chest. So do not activate a pale blessing buff. It will not let you do anything in those areas unless you AFK in there for a bit, and then eventually it'll work. But there is that. Now I'm gonna show you guys kind of the grind here. Okay, so very important. Matchmaking. Matchmaking is very important because in matchmaking, if somebody has, let's say, a chest, this mending chest, and you don't, it will not spawn in single player or by yourself, right? It will spawn here because somebody else has it. And what's important is those chests are important because if you read the final two Pathfinder quests or bounties, whatever, it says that you can only progress those ones if it is level 2 or level 3 overthrow. But if you do these mending chests or stitching quests, set chests, it will progress them by either 10% or 5% if it's in the correct area. So 5% if it's just a normal area, not the correct area. So just doing this will get you rep, but also progress those other quests, which then, because you want to get the Pathfinder done as fast as possible. Like you don't have to finish the full thing. Just do enough to get to the end and then reset it. You get like at least 300, 400 by doing that per run, and then also beating overthrow over and over again will get you a lot. And you can see how this is not even like active. This is not active because this is after the boss fight, right? This is not even like why is it spawned here, because somebody else in this in this fire team doesn't have this done. If they don't get a kill participation or anything that did the damage to this boss, it will keep respawning. So you can keep farming this in overthrow, and this will progress you, give you chest progress. So that's very important to grind right there. Well, this will progress you and giving you percent, and it'll give you overthrow 250 points as well, just because somebody in the fire team doesn't have it. So this is another example here where this guy just left and they disappeared, because this is another boss area and the guy just left. So that confirms the thing where if they don't have it done on their Pathfinder, it will spawn. And you can see the guy left, so the guy worked. So there's that. Now here's another example here. So I need to go here. There's a chest, but if I track it, it doesn't pop up. So it doesn't work. So just be sure to double check when you go to the waypoint. When you put a waypoint down and there's no waypoint active, you can see the waypoint activates there because it's there. But then if I put a waypoint here, it doesn't work. So just make sure to double check that. And there's that. Now you could be that guy and matchmake and then go to a different area. I don't like doing that, but it's pretty efficient. And like I've said already, there's things that's gonna be spawned that you wouldn't have spawned because other people in that fire team has it done already. So just always double check that. But you can always head back to it at any point. So there's that. Anytime you head back to orbit, everything resets. And if you don't want to be that guy, you could just go back to orbit and then matchmake again, basically. So there is that. Now I had to finish this one here, the Lost City, so I just go ahead and track it. It's going to be all the way to the left here. Yeah. You can see that we're gonna go ahead and reset our rank here real quick. I just do it instantly. I don't really wait to just. I want to get more progress for other things. And you can see on our top right, it got me. I'm running low on glimmer, but each time you get 30, it's 30k less. But you see we got 275 from doing all that for the most part. And so what's important as well when doing this is picking up all of the planetary materials that you can find on the map, and picking up chests as well. As soon as you them, the planetary materials is 15 rep, and then the chests give like, I don't know, I don't remember, it's like 45 or something like that. It's pretty good. I recommend doing that whenever you see a chest. Also, it does help if you have dual destiny done already. Each time you open a chest, you get a chance to drop a class item. So I've gotten a lot of class items from doing this, so I do recommend doing that. That is for sure. All right. So other than that, as you can see here, we just got to rank 16, and this video is an hour long, or I recorded myself doing this basically. And how do you say this? And in this final moments, it took me 20 minutes to get 1 rank. So if we keep doing everything, make sure to just beat the boss, get extra rep, you're good to go. It's a long, tedious grind, but hopefully you can do a lot of other stuff. For example, I finished this by doing Exorcism as our final thing. The reason why is because you get a pinnacle drop each week if you do narrative, and I don't know how much it gives in total, but just has how much I needed left, so I just did it. I think it's like 500 or something, but I could be wrong. But we got 285 because that's how much we needed. Then you head back to the ghost and you reset your rank. Also, one last thing before the note is that if you're farming chests like dual destiny, that's probably pretty decent. People make routes and stuff. People say, oh, I get 5 chests in like a minute and a half, which is pretty good because that's like 40 each. 5 times 4 is 20, so that's like 200 rep around there every minute and a half, which is honestly probably pretty decent instead of just grinding Pathfinder. But you have to grind Pathfinder for the triumph, so I recommend doing that first and then doing the chest thing if you want to, for dual destiny class exotic armors. But also very important is the pale heart engrams. The pale heart engrams, you can only hold 99. So what I recommend is to, use the focused whenever you can to focus the weapons, and the weapons have a chance to drop a red border each time you do it. All right, so make sure you do that, and then you are good to go. So if you were to, if you have max engrams, just make sure you check it 99, and then focus them on weapons to get your pattern drops. And I've gotten almost all of them done except for 2 all the weapons. So there's that already, so just keep doing the same stuff. Honestly, do these chests over and over again, and that's it. So that is what I did. Hopefully I didn't miss anything. I probably did, but other than that, just keep looking at your Pathfinder. And 25, well, it's hellish, I'll tell you that. Though I wish it did show me how much I did until that. I've done more than 25. I'm gonna tell that already. All right, so this not last one. The next one we have is, I can't pronounce this, but this is going to be picking up all your abilities and your prismatic fragments. I'll probably post a video showing this. There is going to be like 4 or 5 of them around the map. That's like a puzzle you need to solve or do in those areas. So like there's one, let's say for example, all the way over here. There's one in the refraction, like over here. There's like one in transgression and all that stuff. But and also there's going to be these memories you pick up. So we have memory of visage, darkness, and light. Darkness you get from those chests, the mending, the one you throw grenades, the stitching one. Each time you finish those, you finish the objective, but you have to pick up the chest. The chest will give you the darkness, and every time you get 5 of them, you get one of these basically, and you head to the map and you go and track it, and there'll be a chest in that area. You have to do that. If your inventory is full, just dismantle one and then go to pick another one up, or go to your postmaster and redeem it. That should give you another purple one. And then the memory of Vistas of Light. This is by doing cysts from Micah-10. When you get like this, right? Alone in the dark, whatever lost sector whatever cyst it tells you to do, there will be glowing enemies, and every time you kill them, you'll get one light, Vistas of Light, and once you get 10 in total, you'll convert it into memory thing, so there is that. Once you do that, I don't know how much there is in total. It's not a lot. There's like maybe 4 of those, I think, and they rotate between them. So there is that. There are some in campaign missions. There's and then the abilities are unlocked by doing the adventures in the Lost City over there. I don't know, they're the witch ones. And that's it. I'll probably post a video for those ones, but other than that, it's not that. People will have this one done because, well, as you would expect. How much is that? 40%? No, 15% done because people want their abilities unlocked. All right. Then we have Blessed. So Blessed is by getting these mods here. Each time you open a chest or do overthrow chests, basically you can read it here, it will randomly drop, right? It's a guaranteed one when you pick up those the darkness memories, visages and stuff. But how much is it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There's 16 here. Is that my part? Wait, there's less than this, isn't there? No, there's less than that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, whatever. It was like 14, 15, 13 here. Now, these expire after 26 hours, right? So you can only pick up 13 in one day on one character. You can do multiple characters and then you can get this done. So you might think that this is time gated. It's not time gated. You can go to different characters. So for example, if I swap over to my Warlock, of course you have to beat the campaign again on another character in order to see the thing here, or just play for 2 days. I mean, there's no rush to get it done. You can see these are all empty here on my Warlock, so there's no very rush. Just keep opening chests, keep opening the planetary materials, and then you'll get those just automatically. There's no real rush. You'll get it done. All right. And then we have Going Fast. Oh boy, Going Fast. This one is also a very low percent of people who can finish this, 0.09% from this database. The hardest one, as you can tell, will be Moth Infested Cavern. Sword Dance is pretty difficult, but once you learn the route for it, you can get it done pretty quickly. The rest are pretty self-explanatory. Finishing these in under 4 minutes. I think this might get nerfed because I think dev said it's overtuned. But I'll tell you guys, Sword Dance, the way to beat it fast, you learn the route, and then you do the combo light, heavy. So just do that. 2 light attacks and 1 heavy attack will do the most damage to anything. And try to, when you do the beginning, ignore all kill the 1 knight to spawn the crystals, and do all the crystals and ignore everything else. There is that. What I do recommend when you do cysts like these, I recommend to have the 1 traveler buff, which is going to be this one here, or the blessing, flickering blessings, the traveler's transference, which sprinting makes you amplified, and then when you melee anything, you'll jolt everybody. So, or not jolt, they'll just create lightning bolts, which is honestly, this is really good. It makes you fast, and meleeing is just good. Other than that, if using a weapon is also pretty good to have this one as well. This one's good. All right. Now I'm gonna show you guys a kind of it's a failed attempt, but there's 2 things for the Moth one. So I did it on Hunter, and the build I use for it is I would just use a hotheads, and then I would use glyphagons. Right. Or I don't know if the spirit of this is on every class, but if it is, then you know it's pretty good. But actually it doesn't work like that. I think if Spirit of Assassin is part of everybody. I don't know if it is though. If it is, then this is pretty good. Finishers and power melee gives you invisibility. Invisibility is very important in this mission. But also there's also Ergo Sum, which has a I don't have this roll. I don't know how I don't have this roll, but it can roll risk runner roll, so it will get 50% less damage from arc attacks if you have it equipped. And of course, if you're playing Titan, the Stronghold probably makes it a little bit easier. But let me show you guys a run here of me doing it. So basically, this is how I did it, but of course I didn't do it correctly. I didn't do it correctly, basically. So of course, once you're heading over to this area, you want to interact with the crow if it's not the correct cyst, and then we're going to go ahead and head over there. So let's see there. All right, so this is how I did it. Basically, invisibility is important because once you go invisible, the moths do not target you, and they do not retarget you. But you do have to be careful with them because when they're active, they will just go in one direction and hit whatever. And if they hit like an enemy, it'll explode behind you and do damage to you. But with this build, just making sure to keep refreshing your invisibility. And this is for Hunter. Like I said, I think Warlock probably has it easier. Or not easier, but if you're using like, let's say, solar build and with like, you know, with Rift and like healing grenades to keep healing yourself, then sure. But you have to keep staying on the plate. And I kind of forgot already, but I keep forgetting. But you can do this not solo. You can play with other people, and it'll make it a lot easier. So if you do want to do like some other ones that are having struggle with, if you can find people to play with, then you will be able to finish this pretty easily. All right. So here, this part very important. You want to kill the wizard. The wizard will give you a little shortcut here, and this will let you progress a little bit faster. But I'll keep refreshing the buff. Look at your left, void invisibility. As long as you keep refreshing the buff, you're going to be invisible. And this is what people do in Grandmasters. I don't play Grandmasters, but maybe. Anyway, so you stand over here and just wait. Try to get out of see look how they just attack enemies. So try to stay out of the path of a moth when they spawn in. Basically. You see how they're all just exploding? You see all that? Just keep looking around. See how like now they're moving towards me? You can see here, it's very it's very tight. The timing is very tight. This is 2 minutes in, and we only have 2 more minutes left. You ignore all the enemies here, you go inside here, and you have to kill every enemy in here first. So make sure you have like a weapon that can like one-shot stuff. So we're using the call, basically. So try to just kill everything as fast as possible, both left and right, and then the one spawns in the middle, and that will start the plate. Now, obviously, be careful with the moths. You can shoot them early if you can aim at them correctly, but once they become active, then they're vulnerable to just one shot, basically. But you can still hit them even at this phase. It's just they're a little bit more tanky. So if you use like another weapon, like a machine gun or something, then you can go ahead. Now, it doesn't really matter what you kill. It's just all timing. It's just killing things now. It's just useful because it's just annoying, right? But as you can tell, we have 1 minute left. Now when you watch this next part of me find the boss, look, I messed up, and it would have, if I actually did it correctly, then I would have beat the boss. But sadly, I missed I missed a hothead. Right? There's probably a different weapon you could probably use. Maybe Microcosm might be pretty good. I just never use it in this run. But I will tell you this already. if you die once, any time in this run, you can't beat it. Because, yeah, I don't know. Also, if you kill the boss and you die, you will not be able to do it either because it just respawns. I missed the hot hit attack, as you can see. But once we go invisible, all of the mobs will... well, I also did that too, which is kind of dumb. I probably could have did it if I didn't just jump in that corner. Just don't jump there. Basically. Let's finish off the wizard here. You can see that if I didn't die, I would have had the extra seconds here. Also, this is very risky to do this as well. I wouldn't do that. I would probably try to clear them, but we're just off by 13 seconds. But if I didn't miss the first hot head, it would have been dead. So there's that. So that's it. That's the run for me for this. I don't know why it's so difficult. It's very difficult. I'm gonna tell this already, and I could tell you that's the reason why. But of course, as I explained it earlier, you unlock these by doing the Alone in the Dark quests, and you get all 6 of them unlocked eventually. Then we have Flock Together, Collect All Feathers in the Pale Heart. I will have a video for this. Basically, I didn't make one, but I'll link videos for this to find them. And don't worry if you don't know which ones you've collected already by accident. If you go to Braytech, you can actually see your progression. Now, they're secret on the game, but if you go to the Pale Heart here, go to secrets, you can see the ones that you haven't collected in each area. So Landing, Blooming, Impasse, Lost City, Refraction, Seclusion, Divide, Transgression, and lastly, there's also Feathers in Dual Destiny. So very important. Once you get all these done, there's also Feathers in Dual Destiny. And so I'll link everything. All the videos should be there. And then you should be good to go. Now we've made it to the ship here. This is going to be the first knife ship. Like I said earlier in the very beginning of the video, we skipped it because it's a triumph. And it's very simple to do. The first knife. It is just doing the Alone in the Dark quest line. Well, not quest line. It's repeatable. After the 6, you either do 5 more, but it's just in general just unlocking them. And so if we do 5 more after that, then you get it done. The ship basically. You don't. So after, but each time you do one, you unlock some like anomaly on the map. So it'll be a circle like this, and you don't have to do it every single time. You don't have to do it every single time when you finish Alone in the Dark. You can stack them up. So you just keep farming Alone in the Dark, and then you can do all of them all at the same time. Basically, you don't have to it's not like it ruins the flow. It's just better to just save it up and then do it after, basically. And so what you need to do for these ones, I can only show an example for this, but I'm sure there's videos out there. I'll probably find a video that shows all of them. But basically what you do is you need to have a darkness weapon, so either a strand or Cyst weapon, and then a light weapon, either arc, solar, or void. And you have to go ahead and commune with some like blue orb in each area, and then you shoot. You have to find and shoot the light and dark cube at the same not the same time, in the same spot you found them, the same spot that you're standing. So you can't really move, so you have to find a certain spot. So I can show you one example here real quick, and the best way, if you want to do it legit without a video, the best way to explain it is that they put it in spots where it's like kind of obvious. So I'll show you guys the landing one, and kind of once you get the gist of it, you can kind of figure them out. So only reason I join matchmaking is like matchmaking, so I can't see them unless somebody else hasn't done them before. So in the landing here, this one, not saying it's kind of obvious, but once you find the commune spot, I can't find it because I already done it already. But you can see here, in this little apartment area that they used, they want you to stand like, oh, it's okay. Well, I can't see this one because they've done it already. Well, unfortunate, but they want you to like stand like somewhere like around here and be able to see, like both of them from like here and like over here. But I don't know. It's just once you find the spots for them, it's not that bad, honestly. So there's that. Anyways, it's unlucky. It's unlucky people already did it in this area, so I can't show the example. Well, bad example, I guess. Anyways, that is that. So do 11 of those in total. What's it called? The Paracasual Geometries. Then we have Dual Destiny. What a great mission! But to unlock it, I'll probably post a video of it, but we'll show you better than I will explain it. But you have to go ahead and finish an overthrow in each area one time, and then after the boss dies, 30 seconds after the boss dies, there will be a little message on the bottom left that will say like witches, like I don't know, some forces are in the area. You have to go and just kill them. So best I could tell you is that in the landing, the area it will spawn in the landing is where it's like over here where the rocks are, where the rocky part is, see where the bridge is over here, but under the rocks in this area. For the blooming, it's going to be we spawn here, it's behind it, so it's like this area over here where like how like there's a path like right over here, and you go behind and you go inside this area, secluded area. That's where they spawn. And then the impasse, they spawn where the lost sector is, so over here in this backside. And that's where, so every time you do all 3 areas, and once you do all 3 areas, you'll get a buff and you'll see a green light in the sky in the refraction. So you want to go to the blooming, and then you head over here. There's going to be 2 subjugators. If you keep killing enemies in this area, they will spawn. You do like 1 bar of damage, 1 bar of health, I mean, in each of them. And then once you do that, it'll drop a light, an orb, and you head back to this area over here, and you plop it in to the correct light, and then you do the same thing over here, pick up the orb, and you have like 5 minutes to do this, or 7 minutes to do this, and you just do that. And then you do Dual Destiny. You need somebody else to do it with. You can just go to a fire team finder. It's going to be under campaign, I think, or no, it's going to be under I think it's other exotic missions, Dual Destiny, and you find them. I don't know what people are doing it, sadly, but best if you have a mic. I can't really explain it, but you have the first run might take an hour, but you have a lot of time to do it. But if once you run out of time, then you're out of time. Just like a video, and should be able to find, and it should be explain it better than I can. All right, and then lastly, the last one is complete exorcism on Grandmaster difficulty. Now there's been a bug. I couldn't replicate it, but there's been a bug where if you do narrative exorcism, there's a chance it might give you the triumph, but I couldn't do it or get that bug to activate on Grandmaster. It's pretty difficult to do, but I recommend to obviously play like support. So either you could, make sure you put on some champion things, and then I don't know, use like hesitation. It's pretty good to heal people with, or play like healing grenades and stuff, or play tether with Orpheus Rig. But of course, it doesn't matter in the boss phase. You can't use your super, so swap that off and play something else. Other than that, you get lucky, and hopefully you find people to do it with. It's pretty difficult. It takes a lot. If you go slow, it seems a bit harder to find people now, but if you go slow, you farm champions for revives, and try not to just don't take risky stuff. Shoot the hands, stay in the back. A lot of people did in the boss phase for the tormentor part. There's gonna be 2 tormentors, right? And what you want to do is stay in the middle with the bubble, and 1 tormentor will come towards you guys, and then you just kill that 1 tormentor first, and then second tormentor you farm revives on the right side or left side, and then you slowly just chip down the tormentor on the left or right, and then you just hopefully get enough revives, and then you do the boss phase. Don't have to do DPS on the boss phase for the first 2 phases, because you have unlimited DPS on the 3rd phase. So try not to die too much on 2nd and 1st phase, or just don't do DPS at all, and just focus DPS on the 3rd phase. Just get the tormentors dead. If you have Microcosm, that does all the damage to tormentors. Other than that, it's very laggy. So there is that as well. And it took me an hour to beat mine, so that's pretty much it. And that's it. It's getting very hot in my room. And that's all 11 triumphs. Hopefully I didn't miss anything. The video is almost an hour long, because honestly there's a lot to talk about, and I didn't show much. If I showed everything, it'd be more than an hour showing area location, but luckily videos out there who do a better job than I can do. But hopefully the information that I've put out here is could be useful, and take your time doing this one. It is difficult, not difficult, tedious and long, and you have unlimited time to get this done.